We were down. We were down big in that game. To show the fight, to come back and finishing it out, I would say is a reflection of my life. I've been down before. I've been in dark places. But I always know that at the end of that road, you can always see the light. And that's what I just kept going for.
In 2010, yeah, I was there. Yeah, I saw it live.
One of the best runs in NFL history.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Was like, I'm a beast,
Inside the 10, Hedberg, he dives inside the 5-yard line. One makes his first catch in the end zone for the touchdown. Reaches to the goal line. No. Time runs out. That's it. The beast is alive and well.
In 2006, Sean Payton took over a franchise that had never won a Super Bowl.
The miracle in Miami has happened. The Saints have won the Super Bowl.
In just 4 years, he built a champion.
I remember being a young man, always watching the Super Bowl, never being able to touch it. When the confetti was flying, I looked at the 50-yard line and I saw my son looking up. Confetti was hitting his face. That was the reason why I was working so hard.
The Saints had put in the work, made the sacrifice, and in 2009, they reaped the reward.
How about it, Coach? I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it.
I love you.
I love you too.
We won the Super Bowl.
We did.
You won a Super Bowl.
So did you.
MVP.
A year later, they had the team and bond to do it again.
Did you get the Gatorade up here? Yeah.
We always know at some point as the season draws close that we're going to get the Drew Brees chant. What did he come up with this year?
Real Saints, we fight. Ain't gonna tell no lie. Ain't gonna tell no lie. Real Saints, we win. 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 True.
You and your brothers just cheering and chanting and setting the stage. Sometimes he got it from Navy workouts. Sometimes he got it from rap songs.
Real Saints got pride. Ain't gonna tell no lie. Ain't gonna tell no lie. Real Saints got swag. Ain't gonna tell no lie.
The one we had 2009 was one of the best.
Let's go from the top. 1, 2, win.
1, 2, win for you.
3, 4, win.
3, 4, win some more.
5, 6, win.
5, 6, win for kicks.
7, 8, win.
7, 8, win is great.
9, 10, win.
9, 10, win again.
10, win.
And then he repeated, win again, again, again. So it became a rallying cry that got our blood boiling. It was incredible.
Winning again in 2010 came easy for the defending champs, who won 11 times, including a 15-point pounding of Seattle. But falling short in the NFC South meant the Saints had to go on the road in the playoffs.
That's a great win. That's number 11. That puts us in the postseason.
Playoffs on 3. 1, 2, 3. Playoffs.
In Seattle, all signs pointed toward not making the playoffs, with a 6-9 record. But Pete Carroll's team could still win its division in Week 17.
Let's put it to bed. Let's go. Let's put baby to bed. Bradford gets it. Throws. Ball is picked off. It's Will Herring. The Seahawks are NFC West champs for first-year coach Pete Carroll.
And do you think anybody in this building right now cares what their record is? We are hosting a playoff game, baby.
We had gone into the season with the thought that we would win the division, so when it came, we accepted, like, okay, this is what was supposed to happen, and it just happens to be a crazy 7-9 record that goes along with it.
We want to present Pete Carroll, his first playoff game as a Seahawk. This is what it feels like.
just try to help the players understand that there was going to be a big story about it, and just let it be told and let it be outside of us, and we'll just get ready to play the football game and see if we couldn't, take advantage of a great opportunity.
The headlines read, 11-5 at 7-9.
We're hosting the world champs. And the whole world's upset about the playoff structure. This is ridiculous. This is a wasted playoff game. And the world champs got to fly across the country. While you're warming up, the pregame shows are on, and it'll show the emblem of the team that people are picking. And it was just like, Saints, 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 Saints. They deserved it. They're a really good team.
All right, with you to the wheels fall off, baby. All right, with you, baby, always.
Pete Carroll did a great job expressing to us that they're 0-0 and we're 0-0.
Here we go, man. Right from the start.
It doesn't matter that they won the Super Bowl last year. It doesn't matter that we were 7-9.
We had heard that it was like the biggest disparity, or in playoff history or something, in terms of who was supposed to win the game and all that, which was great. I thought that was great for us.
It's gone out that we're not even supposed to be here today. It's a foregone conclusion, the outcome of the game. I didn't get that memo, did you?
Hell no.
Did you get that?
Nope. All day.
We were a hungry football team. As Sean Payton would say, we tasted the filet mignon and never wanted to go back just to sirloin. I remember Drew making these shirts up in training camp that said "Our Time." It was our window of time to reel off a couple trophies.
Hey, it's our time. That's all we've been talking about all year. Let's go out here leaving no doubt who the best team out here today is.
Hey, this is what we play for right here. This is what we live for. For a chance in the playoffs to do something special. Hey, now we got a chance to do something today that we've never done before in the history of our organization. We can go down in history today, together, walk together forever. Today, let's go, baby. Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? That's what we do. What we do. What we do. Boom. 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 If y'all in, give it 3 claps. Give it 3 claps. Give it 3 claps.
You couldn't tell nobody in that locker room that we wasn't gonna win.
Let's go to war. Let's go. Go to war. It's that time. It's that time, baby. Let's go. It's go time, baby.
Our dome was loud. This place is a different type of loud. We got to handle the noise for 60 minutes because this fan base isn't going to shut up.
The champs go down today. And a 7-9, it don't matter. Westfield, the 12th man.
The Saints had never won a road playoff game. And a 7-9 team had never won any playoff game.
Justin Forsett just kept telling me, we're gonna make history today. We're gonna make history today. We're gonna make history today. Little did I know what was in store.
It was the last home game in Seattle for 13-year veteran Matt Hasselbeck.
It's probably the coolest game I've ever been a part of.
Pete Carroll had built a team, as Sean Payton did 4 years earlier, that was ready to compete.
When the Saints leave today, they're going to say, who that? About the Seahawks, all right? Love you.
Today, there's new hope for the Seahawks and an opportunity, again, to dream about championships.
I am so fired up to be here today. I've always loved the NFL so much. I loved my time in college football. I think the Seahawks have benefited from what I've been through. I was not at my best at New York. I was not at my best at New England. This program is about competition. We will be in a relentless pursuit of a competitive edge in everything we're doing.
Up, everybody's working. Let's go. Up, come on.
We knew that when we came here, we needed to change a culture.
We're looking to see who can win on the deep balls. This is a competition right here.
We improved the speed, the size, and the overall toughness of the football team.
Come on, work! Come on, make him go, make him go!
We were looking for some guys that were ready to bring it every single day.
The Seahawks were relentless in the massive overhaul of their roster. In 2010, Seattle led the NFL with an incredible 284 personnel transactions, 60 more than New Orleans, who ranked second.
Now here's a team with a new coach who's competing to get our roster right every single day. He was the players' coach, but he was the reaper also.
They're just cutting guys left and right, you know, roster move, roster move, roster move. It was trades, cuts, it was just crazy. If you have a bad day, just one day, you're gone and we're gonna replace you. We had to talk one day about, you know, the importance of the turnover ratio. And Lendell White, a running back who's a really good running back we had just traded for, fumbled 3 times that day. I don't know, it was just a freak thing. Fumbled 3 times, they cut him. He was gone. Wasn't even there the next day.
All of the veteran roster churn would prove fruitful. The offense was bolstered by Mike Williams, Brandon Stokely, and Michael Robinson. Defensively, Chris Clemens and Raheem Brock racked up over half the team's sacks. And Leon Washington set several franchise kick return records.
Okay, you guys ready to get started? Let's get started. I like that. The 2010 NFL Draft is officially open.
For the scouts and coaches, they're like psyched. They're like, oh, hey, the draft, yeah, we're gonna improve the team. And the guys already on the team are like, oh gosh, I hope they don't draft my position. And so he gets up there and is like, guys, always compete. You know, for you it means this, for the coaches it means this, for the scouts it means we're gonna bring in the best players at every position we can. We might go out and draft a... And the guys are like, this is not pumping me up. This is such a downer.
The impact of Carroll and Schneider's first draft class was felt immediately, as the Seahawks added a starting left tackle, a starting free safety who would lead the team in interceptions, as well as 3 other rookies who each contributed at their respective positions and special teams.
We felt very confident that we had a good, solid draft, and that if we were going to become something, those guys were going to be the foundation of it.
Seattle Seahawks, Pete Carroll obviously understands the collegiate talent coming out of USC and attacked it. And I think when you look at the players they were able to get earlier, Russell Okung and Earl Thomas, Seattle Seahawks have a fairly bright future ahead, and it'll be because of what happened the last couple days.
But it was another pick in the 2010 draft that would eventually provide Seattle with its most important addition.
With the 9th pick in the 2010 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select C.J. Spiller, running back, Clemson.
The Buffalo Bills, they got tired of Marshawn Lynch being in and out of trouble. I love this pick.
I had recruited Marshawn, didn't get him at SC, played against him for a number of years, you know, and followed him very closely. Came to John and said, you know, here's a guy that really could bring us an attitude and a personality. Not everybody might appreciate it like I do, and so, you know, I had to kind of, you know, talk John into it a little bit that it would be okay. And he knew he was a really good football player, but he was thinking at that time early in our program, would we want to bring in a guy that might stir it up? I was hoping that would happen. John probably called anywhere from 12 to 15 times, I think, to try and get them willing to trade.
Right when they drafted CJ, we made a call with them and asked them if they'd be willing to trade Marshawn. You know, we were above several times, but we just tried staying aggressive with it throughout the spring and the summer. I was quite honestly at that point where I was about ready to give up on it, but the closer we got to the trade deadline, Pete was like, just give him a call, just try, see if they'll do it again.
They had said no so many times, let's just try him again. You know, maybe something will happen. And just eventually they finally said okay. And it was like, John, these guys really want to trade him. I can't even believe they're saying that after all these no's.
Pete Carroll was forced to pull off a trade today that he hopes will finally give the Seahawks a formidable ground game. This morning, the Hawks sent a 4th-round pick in next year's draft and a conditional pick in 2012 to the Bills for this guy right here, Marshawn Lynch.
At the time, it was mixed emotions. But then at the same time, I knew the situation. You know, we had just drafted another running back. I knew that going to Seattle would probably be a better fit for me. Pete Carroll is a great motivator.
Pete Carroll come in and said, he had Marshawn stand up the first day, and he was like, Marshawn, your whole life people have been trying to change you. We're not trying to change you. I've wanted you since I was at SC. You went to Cal. I wanted you. I didn't get you. I had a chance to get you now. Trades, the NFL is awesome. I get to trade. I'm psyched. You're with us now. I don't want you to change. I want you to be you. I want you to be Marshawn.
We have to run the football to be successful in our division first and in the NFL. As we set our sights forward, you'll follow how this will come together and how we'll set our course and philosophically about running the football. It'll affect defense, it'll affect our passing game, it'll help our quarterback. It'll give us the kind of mindset and the approach that we all love.
What a run by Marshawn Lynch!
We weren't a great running team, though. I think we were the 31st ranked rushing team in the NFL, but they were some great yards that Marshawn got for us.
After spending the first 4 games of 2010 in Buffalo, Marshawn Lynch led Seattle in rushing and helped pave the way to an NFC West title.
He powers in! Touchdown, Seahawks!
It's like what Pete was talking about. It doesn't matter how you run it early, it's how you run it at the end. Right here, we're up 10, let's run it, let's pound it. Look at that!
Hasselbeck gets the snap, turns hands to Lynch straight ahead. Inside the 20, 15, 10, makes a man miss 5. Touchdown, Seahawks!
What a great job by Marshawn Lynch. This is why the Seahawks brought him here.
Great job. That's how to finish it, Marshawn. Good job, man. That's how to finish it.
Up next, the 2010 Wildcard Classic kicks off.
Hey, watch out for them going up top, John. Hey, they're going to try to silence the crowd. Yep. Hey, Lord, they're going to try to silence the crowd.
That's way to come back, Matty. That's a hell of a ball. Hell of a ball, dude. That's great protection. Freaking great protection. That's great protection right there, boys. That's a hell of a job. You get a touchdown because the protection was on it. That's a great job. Matty, good chance to tell you guys about protection for you right there. That's a hell of a job.
Pete talks about doing it better than anybody else has ever done it before. That's an awesome philosophy. It's legitimate, and it's from his heart.
Pete Carroll and John Schneider wanted what the Saints had. A year in and year out contender.
Touch and accuracy. Watch 29 right in the middle of your spot. That's Earl Thomas. Drops it over Thomas. Broken tackle in the secondary.
There was little reason to believe a team that had lost 9 games by an average of 21 points was going to stop Drew Brees. It was up to Matt Hasselbeck to keep pace.
You know, they actually didn't play me in the last game, which, you know, I was pretty upset about.
Charlie Whitehurst had started the week before, and not just because of Hasselbeck's broken wrist.
That year, I'd thrown more interceptions than I'd ever had in my life, which was ironic because all Pete preached was no turnovers, no turnovers, no turnovers. It was something I really struggled with. The only thing I could equate it to, if someone tells you, hey, don't leave the putt short, well, what do? You leave the putt short. First third down pass, we're trying to time up this motion. Now I mistimed the motion. Really my fault. I snapped the ball with Obamanu somewhere behind the right guard where he needed to be outside the right tackle. He didn't get to where he should have gotten because of my error. Ball tips off his hand, gets picked. I mean, we're already down. I'm just ready for the stadium to start booing. I get to the sideline and Pete grabs me, and who knows, I don't know what he's gonna say at that point. And he's like, hey, don't worry about that. We need you. Pretty shocking to me to hear him say that. You know, this is the same guy that chose to sit me the week before. You know, I'm glad that he stayed positive. It was helpful. I think I needed it at that moment.
There we go, baby. Nice job, baby.
Wide bite.
First and goal for the 1-yard line. Breeze going to pass for it. Heath Evans for the touchdown.
The fullback and the tailback sell a downhill power run. And then I kind of put my foot in the dirt and kind of come back, kind of hiding behind the line of scrimmage and just kind of sneak out. I was 3 or 4 yards wide open and we walk in. It worked out good. I thought we were in for a great day.
And this is what the Saints do. You gave them field position, and they score more touchdowns than any team in football.
We jump up on them, and human nature says, exhale a little bit. Probably one of the worst things that happened to us.
We expected a 7-9 team. You know, we expected a team that had lost 9 games. You know, we were going to go in there and be the 10th. But to their credit, they just kept on playing.
10 points don't mean a damn thing. They ain't doing nothing we ain't seen.
Positive energy is something Carroll demands of his players and coaches.
The offensive coordinator, Jeremy Bates, and Jed Fish, the quarterback's coach, came to me and they're like, hey, where are you from? And I was like, I'm from Boston. Like, how do you drive in Boston? I'm like, aggressive. Like, that's the safest way to drive, right? I mean, is it safer to drive defensive or just aggressive, like offensively? I'm like, okay, what's your point? That's how you're gonna not turn the ball over. Throw it with confidence, throw it hard, better stuff will happen.
Trailing 10-0 on Seattle's second possession, Hasselbeck steered a perfect drive.
The first touchdown was a great game plan play. In the U personnel package, these guys really were aggressive on the run.
Casino Widow! Casino Widow!
They played man coverage, and they like to look inside at the run.
Play action fake. Here's Hasselbeck. Wide open. Touchdown.
That shows the value of having a guy like Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn will tell you, even if I'm not getting the ball, the fact that I'm in this backfield and going this way, somebody better be wide open. I'm running against 9 and 10-man boxes. Somebody has to be wide open.
The name of the play was like, why sneaky or something like that. The Y's the tight end, and he's supposed to be sneaky.
Safety Roman Harper was responsible for covering John Carlson. But when Carlson blocked, Harper peeked inside. When Harper peeked, Carlson sneaked.
The tight end just sneaks out. Roman Harper doesn't see it.
That was a big-time answer for the Seahawks. They're able to drive down the field behind Matt Hasselbeck, get the touchdown, and make it a ball game at 10-7 here in the first quarter.
Coming up, Pete Carroll's magic word.
Competing. That's what it's all about. And I know in my heart, that's what I'm about, and that's what I'm going to do.
This is what 11 wins earned the Saints in 2010. A ticket to the league's loudest stadium.
Our immediate answer is, you know, we got to do whatever we have to do. If we're called to play in the parking lot, we have to be able to play. But the internal conflict that you have, the thing that you say inside is, It was a bit frustrating.
We weren't happy about it. I mean, anytime you go through a 16-game NFL regular season and you've won 11 games, you feel slighted that you have to travel, especially when you have a place to play in like the Superdome. That could have been a distraction, but Coach Payton is one of the best motivators I've ever been around. He's going to find a way to get his team to not focus on the little things. He just had a way of lighting fires under guys. He would put empty gas cans in older players' lockers. You know, are you running out of gas?
Julius Jones had motivation, facing the team that cut him after the Marshawn Lynch trade.
Julius was that back that could kind of do it all. A smart guy, a tough guy, a guy that knew how to finish runs. I remember talking about, listen, I'm gonna handle my business today so you can handle yours. Let's make them regret letting you go.
Methodical drive by the Saints.
It's a great offense to be a part of. Anytime Coach Payton's involved, it's exciting. You know, coach that calls plays, his foot's always on the, always on the gas.
The pass complete to the 10-yard line is shocking.
A lot of coverage now, 3rd and 4 at the 5. What do you think?
Awfully loud in here. Big play in the game. Reggie Bush is in the slot.
Breeze hands it off with a draw play to Jones for the touchdown. 83 yards on 10 plays, and Jones scores a touchdown against the team that released him.
Welcome home party, baby. Sorry, both of them. I had a little something to eat. I had a little something to eat.
They spread them by alignment. Reggie Bush is out here, and then they come back inside. Really like the play call by Sean Payton.
Playoff experience and the score were on the Saints' side. But Seattle did have a Super Bowl champion on the roster.
When I played against the Seahawks, they were known to be a soft team. If you take it to them, they would fold. When me and Pete sat, he was like, hey, this is where I'm going. This is what kind of team I want to build. Teach these young guys how to be a pro.
They're trying to beat us with the dink and dunk. You guys see the screens, just ball out.
Throw my whole body around, and some of these guys like Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, are like, man, I don't know how you do it.
Nobody said it was going to be easy, right? Hell no. Hey, we stick together for 4 quarters, no matter what. If we out there, we got a chance to stop them. All right, let's stay together. That's important. You hear me?
We wanted to show the Saints that, you're in for a fight. If you do beat us, you're going to be sore the next day. So you're going to have to make some business decisions throughout this game. Do I really want this problem right now?
For the new Seahawks, the Pete Carroll Seahawks, it boiled down to one word.
Competing. That's what it's all about. And I know in my heart, that's what I'm about, and that's what I'm going to do.
He really is the poster child of what a Pete Carroll coached team is. The strain, the aggression. You see how much it means to him in the way he runs. He's really about that action.
Pete was great, and fiery, and excited, and it wasn't just him. It was like his whole coaching staff. He's got Ken Norton Jr. hooting and hollering.
Nice run man, big run man.
Pete kind of instilled in us, hey, we can do this. Here's how we're going to do this.
Keep doing the same thing that you're doing. Keep believing. Let's get after this now.
And we banded together, and it was like only the strong survive. Who's left standing on this roster?
I'm watching here. We're playing hard. We're getting after it. Just carry that all the way through. All the way through, and you'll be surprised what happens here.
Trailing by 10, Seattle responded.
These guys were really good, really smart, really well coached, knowing your hand signals, knowing your formations. And so what we tried to do was use that against them. We had to get tricky and sneaky and invent some stuff. The defense liked to walk around a little bit and disguise. And our offense coordinator came in and he's like, hey, screw them. They can't do that. We're going to walk around. So as an offense, we started like walking around. We called it molecules or something. Cameron Mora was a faster tight end, more of a receiving tight end. We tried to split him out.
Splitting 88 wide. You calling it? You gonna give us a stem? No. Okay.
We really ran one route all year. We ran a hitch route over there. So you'd run down 5 yards, stop. That game, again, we were aggressive. We're playing the world champs. We went hitch and go. Cameron Mora had a great play, great route.
Takes that one for 39 yards as Hasselbeck just let him run under it.
They were bringing a blitz, and we turned the defensive end loose. Would have loved to hold on to the ball, but didn't have the time.
That is an unbelievable throw while he's getting hit.
I'd broken my left wrist that year. It just was an awful injury to have because I couldn't go to the ground ever. The hit didn't even have to be bad. It just had to be me falling to the ground. Had to like just land with no, can't put your hand out.
On the next play, sneaky John Carlson struck again.
Hasselbeck wide open for the touchdown. Carlson, the second time today.
When Carlson scored the second touchdown, that was when we knew we had a fight in our hands. That's through film study, and you can tell they really studied us to not only do the play action pass, but do the misdirection and really get our eyes in a position where we were kind of undisciplined.
Kind of a trick play. John Carlson falls down.
What a great acting job.
And I actually think the cast on my left hand kind of helped as I was giving like my Steve DeBerg play fake. I kind of slid the ball back. I don't know, maybe it helped shield it just a little bit more.
Outwardly, you're going like, man, what's going on? What happened? Inwardly, you're going like, that was a pretty good play. Like, yeah, they got us a little bit.
They installed the play like this. He was like, listen, they're the world champs. Their offense is the best offense in the league. We can't compete with that. We got to go smoke and mirrors. They're more talented, so we're going to run plays like this. I can remember taking notes being like, is anybody else incredibly offended by that statement? You know, it was kind of funny because we kind of rallied around that situation, the fact that no one wanted us there. We didn't deserve to be there.
Let's give this 7-9 team credit. Down 10 points for the second time in the first half, rallying, coming back, and scoring a touchdown.
Having the defending world champions come to your place, being down 10 and never giving up, it's really respectable. If I wasn't on the opposite end, you know, I would have really cheered for that team, you know. But me, you know, it wasn't fun for me.
Hasselbeck 3 for 3 through the air on that last drive. He's hit 7 in a row since the interception.
I'd let the ball go. Cam was selling the heck out of it. I was hoping he'd hurry up, but put it in 6th gear, go get the ball, I guess.
Up next on NFL's Greatest Games.
I know he has a little bit of a temper, so I was just trying to knock him off his game any way I could because I knew the game was becoming tight at that time.
I was mad. I'm still a little mad, to be honest with you. I thought it was a punk move.
Revenge was foremost on the mind of one of Seattle's key veteran additions.
The miracle in Miami has happened. The Saints have won the Super Bowl.
That game was a passionate game for me. You know, being as though they beat us in the Super Bowl, so every play that I made really meant a lot.
Pete Carroll and the Seahawks battling the defending Super Bowl champion Saints. It's a 3-point lead for New Orleans. And Julius Jones tumbled all around. They'll try to untangle them, unstack them.
I know for a fact we got that one. We got it.
It is Seattle's goal. Looks like it was Raheem Brock who tied an NFL record for playoff games in his 9th straight year.
Raheem Brock's forced fumble led to a field goal that tied the game at 17 and gave new energy to one of the NFL's loudest home crowds.
That crowd noise is so good for that defense because they're built for speed. They get that get off. We had Chris Clemens, Raheem Brock coming off the edge, and with the crowd noise, it's just really, really tough to play there.
This is definitely one of the louder places in the league. Great fans, and obviously that's a big advantage. Coming into this environment where, you know, you got to try to find a way to take the crowd out of it.
Don't let him step up.
That's the biggest thing.
And he can't see,
He can't step
see
up.
over the line.
He's trying to go exactly where we coming from, and that's what he escaping to. So if you get too far afield, come back underneath.
Breeze out of the shotgun on 3rd and 5. Breeze has time now. He goes down in the arms of Raheem Brock.
Three-man front. He's going to come back on the spin move under Stinchcomb. And these two defensive ends capable of pressuring any quarterback.
The Seahawks' game plan focused on maximizing the number of defenders in coverage. On Seattle's only sack of Drew Brees, 8 defenders dropped into coverage, while only 3 were responsible for generating a rush.
I hate rushing 3 guys. It's already tough as a defensive lineman because you got a guard and a tackle that could slide your way. Then if they got a running back, I try to beat my man upfield as much as possible, try to get outside, was able to get through, hit him with the spin move and make a great play.
When you can get a sack against Drew Brees with 3-man pressure, let me tell you something, you got talent.
They got to set some kind of tone right here.
Might have changed in this game, all right? They might have just figured out who they're playing.
On Seattle's ensuing possession, Pete Carroll's offense faced a critical 3rd and 3.
I remember the day Pete Carroll got hired. He called me up and was like, hey, are you good? Just having a real aggressive mindset on 3rd and short. He was not just talking about it. He was absolutely serious. You know, it was kind of like, hey, no, we can do this, we can do this. Like, so optimistic.
3rd and 3, this is a big one. You want to extend the drive and not give the football back to Drew Brees.
Out of the shotgun, tight trips on the left side. Hasselbeck takes the snap. He's looking left all the way. Now he's going to let it fly. Stokely wide open downfield. He's got it. 10, 5, touchdown, Seahawks.
Brand new ball game.
Holy smoke. What a great play. What a great pass by Hasselbeck. Stokely runs right past everybody for 6 points, and the Seahawks take the lead.
It was just good game planning. It was a situation on that 3rd and short where you think they're going to go to their power running game. They had a bunch formation, and usually in that formation, you don't anticipate the move Brandon Stokely gave them.
Stokely was just clearing it out, like kind of a decoy guy. But through the traffic, through the mess of like spaghetti of bodies just kind of crossing over each other, Stokely took a high angle corner. As I was like looking there to help the underneath guys get open, I'm like, I think I have a shot at this. But you really don't want to take that shot on a 3rd and short unless you're gonna hit it. I think my mindset just at that time was just like, hit it, you know? Throw it, Stoke, you can trust him.
The word I'm getting is that Scott Shanley just blasted Hasselbeck as he was running downfield.
Hasselbeck throws a long touchdown pass to Stokely. Do you remember bumping into him after that?
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Was it an accident or not?
It wasn't really an accident. It was kind of a brace, like you're not going to run into me, but then when I caught it was a quarterback, you don't get many chances to hit the quarterback. I didn't expect him to go down like that.
And that wasn't like a brutal hit. The last thing I wanted to do is let that left hand touch the ground.
I know from playing against him, he has a little bit of a temper. So I was just trying to knock him off his game any way I could because I knew the game was becoming tight at that time.
I didn't see a flag thrown.
I was mad. I'm still a little mad, to be honest with you. I thought it was a punk move.
The Seahawks now lead 24-17.
Coming up, things get worse for New Orleans.
Hey, it's my turn to make a mistake. Now it's your turn to make a mistake when we hadn't been the team that made mistakes.
Champs don't like this. Coach Payton's halftime speech, there's going to be ebbs and flows in the game, a lot of highs, a lot of lows. It's who can stay even keel. We knew we were in for a game, and the better second half team would win.
The factors that we thought might work against them, that they had to travel across the country, they didn't practice during the week one day, the struggles and the stress that might build up might make a difference in this game. We felt very good about going into halftime. We were in command of that game. It was a question of whether or not we could finish it.
The fact that it was 24-20 at half, I think got our crowd hyped, got us hyped.
I was talking to Justin for a set, and he was like, man, we're going to do this thing. We're going to pull this thing off. It's like Mike Williams going to score a touchdown, and we're going to win this game.
Let's go cheap right, 15 safety, double hammer. Cheap right, 15 safety, double hammer.
And I'm looking at him like, dude, like you a psychic now. He say, yeah, I actually am. I say, all right, well, you know I'm gonna rock with you. You my brother, I'm gonna rock with you.
3rd down and 2.
I look up, Mike Williams, touchdown.
He's going for the touchdown, downfield to Williams. He's got it. Touchdown, Seattle. Got it!
I'm like, bruh. He said, I told you, we're gonna make history.
Matt was on it. He was ready for the moment. He was ready to capture it. He had a couple beautiful throws, and they were really nicely positioned and with great accuracy. That was a gorgeous play for us.
There's that aggressive play calling, 3rd and short.
3rd and short. You usually think the high percentage pass, the quick out, the slant, the hitch. Next thing you know, he runs deep. I'm playing catch up the whole time. You know, I had my long stride on, like, oh, I gotta get him.
Matt Hasselbeck again dropped it into a tiny window.
Caught the ball and it was just slow motion. Touchdown.
He couldn't throw it inside because of Sharper, outside because of Greer. So what did he do? He dropped it in right over the helmet.
And if you see my face, man, they call it the trout look. You know?
It's 3rd and short. We're really not trying to throw it to Mike Williams. He's clearing it out on a high-angle corner route, and we're trying to run like an option route underneath. The Saints know that. They're ready for it. What I'm most proud about with the touchdown is that they did everything that they were supposed to do. They disguised it well, they jumped it, and, you know, I have a built-in answer, and that's take the shot deep to Mike. But it never happens. And, you know, those are the plays usually you go home at night and you're like, oh, we should have been on that. And we were on it.
And Matt Hasselbeck's the top of his game today.
Hasselbeck has made a couple throws today that it looks like he's in the prime of his career.
Right.
Up next on Greatest Games, both teams play their hearts out.
We're defending champions. They gotta show us the heart of a champion. We're gonna get the best they got right now. Answer it. Let's go.
Will history be made today? The defending Super Bowl champion has never lost a postseason game after leading by 10 or more, and the Saints were up 10-0 at one time today, 17-7 as well.
Shot the world. Let's go. They ain't got no other choice but to throw this ball around his yard.
Let's go ball hawk and get this ball off of him and get an offense another opportunity to score.
Once you get on your heels, that's just a tough environment to play at. And once you get down, it's hard to get back. You know, it's not like the other coliseums that you play in. The stadium's so loud. Just how they're built on defense, you know, constant pressure. Once you're down there, it takes a lot of work to get back.
They are flying around on defense. Seattle Seahawks are fired up and flying around.
Third down and 16. Breeze dodges the rush. Incomplete pass.
Nothing!
I love watching Earl Thomas play football. He's so quick. He's got the best range of any rookie free safety I've seen since Ed Reed came into the league.
The one thing about Snyder and Pete, they were looking to draft big, fast guys. And when I say big for Earl, I mean his heart. Earl has a big heart, and he'll put his head in there for anybody. That's one thing I think they look for. Players with grit, guys who fight. Players who overcame things and didn't let things hold them back.
Marshawn Lynch's bruising style was taking its toll on New Orleans.
Churning away, Lynch in his 4th season from Cal. Came in a trade from Buffalo.
Pete Carroll and John Schneider had built a team that was not only standing toe-to-toe with the world champs, but was poised to blow them out.
Early in the second quarter, New Orleans had a 17-7 lead, but since then, Seattle has outscored them 27-3.
Now it's up to us to be mentally tough to win this game, okay? They're defending champions. They gotta show us the heart of a champion. We're gonna get the best they got right now. Answer it. Let's go.
First downs, baby. We'll wear them down. We'll wear them down. Gotta get going, all right? Let's go. Too far. Gotta get some points. Gotta get some points, all right?
Like I told the guys, they're a championship team. So don't expect them to lay down. Don't expect Breeze to lay down and just give up like some other teams may do. It's not going to work like that.
Drew Brees faced a 3rd and 10 from his own 13, trailing by 2 touchdowns.
Breeze finds a man. And it's Bush, and Reggie Bush sprints for a first down. Key 3rd down conversion there.
First down! Woo, Reggie!
The Saints' composure and experience were on display, testing the young Seahawks.
This is why he's so special. Pressure from the left, eyes downfield, and look at the shot right into the middle of the zone.
This one swings complete to Julius Jones.
Hey, hold, watch out with that foot. Walk back. What's wrong with you?
The late hit draws the flag.
Hey, y'all don't see that, boy?
Let's face it, if they score here, is there anybody in America that doesn't think they can't win this game?
They've scored every time in the red zone today. 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals. They go inside the 5 with Jones.
Drew, get him. Let's go. Get him.
First and goal. Here he is again.
Quick snap.
And Julius Jones falling across the goal line. Touchdown.
Drew Brees is a master at controlling tempo on the clock. He loves the quick snap. Here come the guys late from Seattle. Ton of confusion. Drew Brees knows it. Snaps the football. They're not ready.
We need to show how tough we are because they. I ain't trying to show how tough I am, coach. He over here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We can't get him back. Don't know you back. Tell him. Hey, come on, bro. Come on. Stay in. Good.
Hit him up. Catch him and hit him up. Hit him up. Split. Hit him up.
You catch that ball, you split, you're gone.
Good drive.
One guy, you're gone.
Good drive, guys. There we go. It's on us. It's on us. It's on us.
Coming up, a big play from a young Seahawk.
And that's where Earl showed that he was worthy of that #1 pick. Never played with anybody as fast as him.
We're the best team in the league, baby. Who wants some? Come get some.
Closing out the defending Super Bowl champions was proving a challenge for the Seahawks.
This was a difficult strategy for us. We really struggled holding on to a lead, and we didn't handle that very well. We still had the lead, but I don't think we were very confident in how we were playing.
Hasselbeck missed his last 5. And here's a man that's wide open in the pass. Goes long. 3 and out.
Double move. Watch Patrick Robinson jump it. Disconnect between Hasselbeck and his receiver.
There we go, there we go. There we go.
The Seahawks starting to play like a 7-win team. You don't want to have to give the ball up to Drew Brees and the Saints.
There's a sense of natural nervousness. You know, they were the world champions, and, you know, it's Drew Brees.
Ready, 40, 1 shot.
Brees sets up a screen.
After Seattle's 3 and out, the Saints marched toward a tying touchdown.
Jones ridden out by Thomas after a huge gain, 32 yards, and here come the Saints back into Seahawks territory.
On 3rd and 3 from the 4-yard line, one of Pete Carroll's young building blocks had a breakout moment.
And that's where Earl showed that he was worthy of that #1 pick. Never played with anybody as fast as him.
Brees pass caught by Henderson, and a big play by the defense of the Seahawks. Earl Thomas and others.
It looked like it was going to be a cakewalk for a touchdown. He comes out of nowhere, uses his speed, gets him down on the screen. Huge play at that point in the game.
Earl Thomas comes flying, creating 4th down.
Just that aggressiveness and just all out, flying around, loves the game.
We have walkthroughs. Coach says, let the wide receivers catch the ball. Earl puts on his cleats, he puts on all his gloves, and he says, not on my watch. He knocks down every pass, he intercepts it if he can. You come to know Earl Thomas is going to give you everything.
Drew Brees had to settle for the field goal.
Hell yeah! 4th down, baby.
You've got the defending Super Bowl champions who are 13 and 3 on the road the last 2 years. They've been in this pressure cooker before. The Seattle Seahawks, one of the youngest teams in the league, have to be able to answer.
Anytime you're within a possession, even 2 possessions in the 4th quarter, and you have the New Orleans Saints offense,
Baby, right there.
you always feel good with your chances. Down by 4 points was no big deal.
Go! Shot, baby.
We expected to win at that point.
Seattle's offense was stumbling, and the Saints had scored the last 10 points. The 4-point game was about to boil down to the next 2 possessions and 2 big plays.
It's only about 2 plays I remember from that game. That's it.
The first was a 3rd down and 8 for New Orleans. Cam Chancellor backed up Lawyer Malloy on most downs. It was part of a 6 DB package in passing situations.
Here's a huge play, 3rd down and 8 on the 19-yard line of the Saints.
And it was a key 3rd down to get them off the field for us to run the clock out. Can't see Drew Brees at all, but I just see this ball coming across the top of the line.
Deflected, incomplete.
I swiped through there, knocked it down, and I thought I was the man.
Big defensive play.
Rookie Cam Chancellor.
5th round pick.
He was a guy that, thought, like everybody that gets drafted after the, first, second round, I should have been drafted higher. I'll prove it to them.
Chancellor read the formation, knew what was coming, and was right where he needed to be.
I was the safety that had the first inside vertical. So my first inside vertical was the 10-yard in, so I played it. I think I could have picked it, but I wasn't that brave back then. That's when they became a little more comfortable with me being in the games, and they knew I knew what I was doing.
There were just over 4 minutes left, and the defending champs were punting.
It would have been it. I'm thinking I'm the man now. And all of a sudden, here come beast mode. The earthquake came and just stole my show.
Up next on Greatest Games, Marshawn Lynch goes beast mode.
You don't hear nothing. All I heard was the ruffle of my shoulder pads. Breathe.
Seahawks take over now with 4:20 on the clock.
Does this qualify as a watch this? Watch this. Watch this.
We always sort of watched this moment was a big moment in the game, time to rise up defensively. This was a crucial drive. It was one of those drives when you just hope that you can make a play here and there to keep the thing moving and work that clock. We were kind of groping for a play at the time.
Marshawn is just calling for power. I want to run power. I want to run power. That's his favorite play.
And they called power. I was like, oh my God, I've been trying to get a power for so long.
Good old 17 power, yeah.
It's a power play. It's a base play. Almost every team in the league runs it. We're not really trying to score. We're just trying to run the clock.
With power, you running straight downhill. Our offense against your defense. You know where we coming, and we know where y'all gonna be lined up at. Now you just gotta stop it.
Lynch left side. Finds a little bit of a hole, keeps his legs moving. He's across the 40, midfield. 45, he's on the run, Lynch. 40, pushes the man, 35, look at him go. He's down to 20, 15, he could go. He is gonna go. Touchdown, Seahawks. Oh my word, the beast is alive and well.
At the time, I'm just thinking like, what the hell just happened? Did this really just happen?
Oh, look at this run. What a run. Marshawn Lynch. Still on his feet. Has blockers now. He's dancing his way to the touchdown. What a run. 67 yards by Marshawn Lynch.
That's as good an effort as I've ever seen in my life from a running back.
All right, walk me through Marshawn's TD run from your point of view.
My point of view, they ran, it was a power play to their left or our right. And usually when they get a power play, it's either straight downhill in the A-gap or they may bounce it outside. And so I jumped to the A-gap and it kind of closed up and I was getting ready for him to bounce. We met and he broke my tackle and went back the other way, which you don't ever see much on a power play. Once he got back there and made some guys miss, that's where the defense broke down.
I guess you really can't describe it, because you think that he's down and then he's not. And then you think he's down again and then he's not. Then you try to go for the tackle and you're looking up and he's still running. I was like, man, that's not gonna look good on film, man.
He breaks the tackle of Shanley, runs through Sharper, runs through Adele, runs through Jabari Greer. Get off me, he says to Tracy Porter.
41-30, the Seahawks, huge underdogs. Here they are leading the champs.
Marshawn's run, did you see it live?
Yeah, I think I was there. Would I? 2010, yeah, I was there. Yeah, I saw it live. Of course I saw it live. You messing with me now? Yeah.
No, you could be doing adjustments on the sideline. You might not be watching the field.
It's pretty live, yeah. I saw it, for sure.
Let's go, Marshawn! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
And you could see that something really special happened. It was a real thrill. It happened in such dramatic fashion, it just made it that much more cool that it was so significant in the game.
Let's go!
We didn't block it just right, but he ran it perfectly.
On power, traditionally the front side blocks down, the backside guard pulls, and the fullback kicks out.
Down, a pulling guard, and a kick out by the fullback. I kick out and the pulling guard cleans up, and Marshawn leads right behind.
You know, I'm hoping this guard get around.
But on Marshawn Lynch's touchdown, the backside guard did not get around. Michael Robinson made his block, but there was no one to pick up Scott Shanley.
I worked my way up to Vilma. I can feel penetration get into the backfield. So I'm expecting after I hit Vilma that Marshawn is going to be kind of behind me on the ground. Vilma said, okay, I think he's down, And I kind of let up a little bit and I looked. And he just takes Tracy Porter and he does that to him. Tracy Porter falls on the ground. I'm like, oh.
And you're going to see all kinds of people sprinting down the field to help him.
I seen Mike Williams in front of me getting a block. I see Matt Hasselbeck. And I seen Tyler Columbus running on the side of me. It was like everybody on offense. The biggest team effort on a play that I ever was involved in.
It was an incredible feeling celebrating with the whole offense. In that moment, I just kind of was like, this just happened. I can't even believe it. When Marshawn came to our team, Pete said, hey, Marshawn, you be you. And that was the kind of stuff we got from him.
Really kind of embodies, like, the guy. His run style, his attitude. Relentless, patience, really good feet, really low hips.
Louder and louder, and it just, at the time, I didn't know what was going on, and then the bench starts shaking. I think it was Cam, but I'm yelling at him, he's yelling at me, and it just sounds like.
Everyone was talking about it afterwards, the next day. And it was like, oh, it was like an earthquake. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? And they're like, no, like, really?
Kidding aside, there was real seismic activity recorded at Seattle Stadium during Lynch's run.
There was so much noise that there was actually an earthquake.
And so it's been named the Beastquake Run.
It's amazing and true. Like, that's the funny thing. Like, it's science.
To cause an earthquake and then to knock off the defending champion at the same time, you can't plan that.
I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a run with more elements of greatness wrapped into it. As a fan perspective, you sit back and be like, wow, that was special. And then as the guy on the loser side of the bench, you're going, that hurts. Can we have this last 15 seconds back, please?
Now that I've had a chance to step back away from it, you got to give him a lot of credit. That's an incredible run. And then you take on top of that the magnitude of the game. It was a playoff game to beat the defending world champions. I definitely think it's one of the better runs of all time.
Coming up, the mystery of the Beastquake ball.
Where's the ball?
Who knows?
You don't have the ball?
I do not have the ball.
Oh, that's a crime.
Who you telling?
Where's the ball?
Who knows?
You don't have the ball?
I do not have the ball.
Oh, that's a crime.
Who you telling?
That's as good a run as I've ever seen in a playoff situation.
Lynch will keep that football, huh?
Are you kidding me? That ought to go up in the mantle forever.
After the run, I took that same ball to the referees on our next offensive series, like, I need to close the game out with this ball. Is that all right? And I took it back on the field with me to close out the game. I closed the game out with that ball. But then I was planning my escape route. As soon as the clock went to 0, I just took off. Took off into the locker room. I actually left that game ball on the field.
That's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. Can we edit that?
Yeah.
I don't want nobody to know that, because I got a fake ball.
Oh, you don't?
No, I'm joking.
I kept a ball. Whatever the last play that I touched the ball, I kept that ball. It was a kneel down.
That's ball game.
I think that's the ball.
I don't know if that's the ball. It might be the ball. Well, so,
According to Marshawn Lynch, that's...
which is according to Marshawn Lynch, I mean, he's really funny. So, like, he could be joking. You think he's serious. He's great. He's the best. But,
It is a shocker. No other way to say it. 11-point home underdogs with their first-year coach, Pete Carroll, pull off the shocking upset of the New Orleans Saints.
Pete's just done a masterful job. He had this vision, he stayed true to it. He loves these guys like sons, it looks like, but yet he forces them to compete and only brings in players that want to compete.
To be a 7-9 team and take out the champs, I'll be able to talk about that game for years down the line to my kids.
Seattle's youth movement meant the end for many veteran Seahawks.
I see my kids coming at me. I give the ball to my middle daughter, Mallory, and then I get Henry up on my shoulders. With it being my last game as a Seahawk at home. It was cool. I get goosebumps thinking about it.
His final game as a Seahawk, this is one he'll savor forever. And what a bitter defeat for Saints fans who saw their beloved team win the Super Bowl last season.
For 2 years, you'd had a lot of success, and you weren't going to be able to defend your championship. And you were going to have to watch somebody else raise the Lombardi Trophy. It was tough. I mean, that whole playoff moment after that game was tough to watch.
It was a great first step. We knew we had a long, long way to go, but the buy-in from the players and the culture that the coaching staff was able to establish, I better compete every single day at practice. I better handle myself like a pro, otherwise I'm not going to be here very long.
The building of Seattle's Beast had begun, marked by an historic upset and one of the greatest runs in NFL history.
Snyder, Pete Carroll, competing to get the right type of players, to be that type of team that can win the tough ball games at the end. That run was a symbol of where we were going. This is not the old push-you-around Seahawks, the finesse Seahawks. We're the tough Seahawks that are going to run you over when we have a chance, close out games, hit you hard, and ultimately become champions.
That run transcended that game. Runs like that inspire people to want to play and people to want to watch. A kid saw that run and said, I want to do that. I want to be beast mode.
This ain't something you could go home and be like, I'm I want to get in beast mode. I want to get in beast mode. No, that ain't the way it works. Beast mode is already inside of you.
There's a lot of cool things that happen. I can't remember them all, but I ain't never seen a run that I love more than Marshawn Lynch's run.
Nice hair. Oh, wait. Go
Thank you, O-line. My mama called me. She told me, baby. I said, yes, mama. She said, baby. I said, yes, mama. She said, baby. I said, okay, yes, mama. She saying this in a calm voice, too. And then all of a sudden, she just, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm just like, dang, mama, why you so loud? She like, baby, I knew it, baby. That's your first playoff game, your first playoff win. Like, I'm so proud of you. You know, just to hear that come out of my mouth, I'm just like, man.